Welcome back to the realest channel on YouTube. We had a big fight announced. It was a big fight. It is a big fight. It's going to be a huge fight. Tommy Fury versus KSI. Tommy Fury versus KSI. KSI versus Tommy. People will be getting picky about whose name's first these days. The fact is, these men are scrapping. It's official. October 14th. We will see JJ attempt to do something that Jake failed to do, which is defeat the influencer, crossover, boxing world bully, Tommy Fury. It is JJ's most difficult fight. This goes without saying. He's not expected to win this fight. I don't think anyone should be expecting JJ to win this fight. But that is when JJ is at his best. That is when KSI is at his best. This is when I've seen him find something deeper in his spirit to motivate himself to overcome a challenge. JJ being the top dog isn't the best. When he's underestimated, he's dangerous, and I think that's why he's put himself in this position. He's going in there with someone who is clearly a better boxer than him, but it's not always the better boxer that wins the fight. JJ's methods of victory, when I'm thinking of it early on, we ain't seen no build up yet, we ain't seen no countdown shows, but his goal is to turn it as far away from a boxing match as possible. He's fighting someone who's a better boxer than him. He's gonna have to make it messy. He's gonna have to make it take a step away from boxing. The dangerous thing is that when we see how Tommy boxed Jake, it was predominantly behind the jab, keeping it long and just out jabbing Jake. We've seen JJ have his most difficulties against Logan, who is someone that again was jabbing and trying to keep range. Now Logan is taller than Tommy, which obviously makes a big difference in terms of reach and distance, but it's still the same strategy of I'm gonna jab you and move, and I don't have to get close to you, I don't have to be close to your swings, I don't have to be near you. I can see Tommy trying to execute a game plan that resembles what he done against Jake, to be fair, because his performance against Jake is probably one of the best performances that I've seen from Tommy. So I expect him to go in there and replicate something that is a winning method, and I expect JJ to do the same, and that's why it has the potential to be a messy fight, because both guys are throwing punches from different places. Their stances are in different fashion, so when they both go to launch an attack, either someone's gonna land clean as a surprise, or it could end up scuffy and we could end up with a lot of clinches, which hopefully we don't see, because of course we want to see action, we want to see a competitive fight. But technically speaking, this fight shouldn't be competitive, because Tommy Fury is bullying by going into this realm. He's taking advantage of these guys' egos and is saying, yeah, I can bang you up because obviously I'm a pro boxer. And he's right for thinking that. It's not, obviously he's making bank, and these men are calling for it as well. They're not letting him live either, like they're on him. So I get it, he's entered there now, which is why the small council were correct for putting him in the influencer, pound for pound influencer rankings at number 1. But yeah, JJ shouldn't win this fight. I want him to win this fight. He can win this fight. I can see how he wins this fight. I can picture a fight against Tommy how he wins, and I can picture a fight against Tommy how he loses. And I think that little butterflies in the belly and that anticipation and that uncertainty is what makes us all tune in. You know, and then it's underwhelming if it is so one-sided, like what we saw with Terence Crawford and Errol Spence, where we thought, damn, this is going to be a high-level battle, back and forth, and Crawford just came in and took it over. And it, as much as it was one of the biggest fights, it prevented it from being a classic because it didn't have battle written over it. It had dominance. So this fight, JJ's been in those fights where we're anticipating him as the winner. Temper, Swarms, Pineda, he's had those fights now. Fournier, he was edging closer to, I don't know, but the main consensus, the general consensus was that Fournier is old, inactive. JJ's gonna run through him. Now he's hit that Logan point again. This is the first fight JJ's had since Logan where people are actually gonna write him off, and people are gonna question if he's actually gonna come out with the dub. He was last faced with this in 2019, November 2019. Legendary moment, legendary stuff, things that I'll remember forever and ultra blessed to be a part of. But that intensity and that level that was in that Staples Center that day, especially after a draw in the first fight, we just knew how much was riding on it and how much it was gonna test him and how much of himself he'd have to give in order to get the victory. And Logan made him use everything to get that victory. So I feel like it's going to be a similar night in Manchester, AO Arena. Again, an arena that JJ is familiar with. Tommy is close to his hometown, so it'll be interesting to see how many people actually turn out for Tommy. I don't know if Tommy's a crowd pleaser like that or if he's got a following like that, but I know the people in the arena will be there for JJ. The majority will be there for JJ. And of course Logan, since he's on the same card. We don't know who the opponent is yet, but last time those guys were in AO Arena 2018, it was sold out. They were fighting each other. This time it will be sold out again, but they will be in different fights. So it's just great to see the magnitude of events that can be created. But yeah, with a lot of reward and a lot of, accolades becomes a lot of risk. And this is the most risky fight JJ can take in his career at this time. And I think it really puts forward the future of him versus Jake. We see a clip with Harvey Sky Therapy where JJ said, "I beat Tommy, I'll just retire and make Jake beg." And I believe him. He would do that. Man was saying, "Listen, bro, 90% for me, 10% for you. You're the one that's got to put it to prove, not me." And it does put him in super A-star plus side, and puts Jake on the Z side. So this fight, there's a lot riding on it. For Tommy, if he loses to JJ, he shouldn't pick up a Glover again. He shouldn't pick up a Glover again. It might be for a rematch, but again, leave it, bro, because you demoted yourself down to an easier category of boxing, the less experienced category of boxing. To fail, curtains for him, but he will be, at least he'll have bank. JJ, it's not bad for him on the grand scheme of things, because he lost to Tommy Fury. Okay, he lost to a guy that's been boxing for time. Say no more. You tried. You dared to be great. Like what happened with Jake. He dared to be great. There's no shame in that. But internally, for JJ, he will have the pressure on himself of wanting to prove that he is number one, wanting to prove that he is the elite in the space that he blew up into some astronomical size. He will want to prove that. He don't want to... Listen, man, the guy's got a documentary, Can't Lose. It's called Can't Lose, so you know how he feels. So there's the pressure from there, but on the public side of things, I don't think there's a pressure for JJ to get the dub on October 14th. I put pressure on him as his boy. I put pressure on him as someone who wants the best for him and wants him to achieve and put himself at that number one point. But overall, I think the pressure lies more publicly on Tommy's side. But that's been my initial thoughts to the fight being announced. When there's more countdowns and there's press conferences and things like that, of course we'll do a reaction. Maybe I can be there at some of them. I'll definitely be at the fight if Just Bare Life. I'll be there. But yeah, that's my initial thoughts, raw and honest. You know how the realist keeps it. I'm backing my boy. It's a tough ask, but I know if anyone can overcome odds, it's JJ. That's for sure. And we don't like bullies, so you have to handle bullies in one way. Handle them, defeat them. Before we go, I do have a show on Snapchat called Unanimous. Unanimous is brought out weekly. It's only on Snapchat. It's in association with Sky Sports Boxing. We discuss little topics and things like things that I don't always touch on this channel. I might touch it over there, or there might be a brief version on the Snapchat show that I go more in depth here. So please make sure you go in the description box right now, click on the link, subscribe to Unanimous, keep an eye out for some weekly episodes. We're on about 25k subs right now. We want to get it to 30 ASAP, so please help the boy do that. Also, I was doing a glove competition. Shout out to UN and shout out to Todd, because they won the signed gloves. I'll be posting these when I was doing the reaction with T-Bone to the Kingpin show. I said what to do. These guys followed the instructions. These are the lucky winners. So shout out to you and shout out to Todd. I'll be sending these in the post to you, and shout out to Reyes for always providing me with my gear as well. DS3 is coming out soon. Living Sports clothing is everywhere on me at the moment and will be on you guys soon. It's the end of the video. If you don't know what I do at the end of the video,